Hey folks, this is Noble Rambler, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play RimWorld. We've got, let's see, who are you guys? We've got Acrobats Town visiting us right now, here in our town of Survivor's Remorse. And, well, there are 5 of these guys, and who's that? Flea the Programmer. Seems like he popped in an episode or 2 ago, also from Acrobats Town. What's he doing? He's naked. Why is Flea naked? There was something I saw over here. I wonder. I noticed this before I started recording, and I wondered whose these were. Somebody dumped off his shirt and pants and hat and shoddy knife, steel knife. I'm thinking that Flea had a nervous breakdown, and now he's sleeping naked in our storage room, or storage space. That is wild. What's with you? Ate off the ground, slept outside, slept on the ground in pain, feeling bad, very tired. Yeah, you just had a breakdown. Okay, Acrobats Town is leaving, and he doesn't care. Okay. I've got an addition to our family. Brand has joined us. I've got one other request from Rabbit, but I am out of male characters. I do have Ash and Harriet left, so the next male character that comes up we're going to give to Rabbit. Otherwise, Brand I have assigned as a cleaner temporarily to get us cleaned up, because we're looking a little rough in here. All these dark spots here are, I guess we can, yeah, if you look right over here, you'll see dirt and 2 piles of dirt in that one, and so it causes these guys to say this is an ugly environment and gives them a negative there. So we got to clean that up, clean the blood up around here. We'll have to clean up around the butcher's table quite often. But things to get done this episode. We need to plan out our colony. We need to set up some defenses, at least for this area right in here. Eric has a little problem. It reminded me between episodes that he is missing a right hand. It was destroyed in the no manipulation. Yeah, destroyed in the crash landing. As a result, because Eric's our hunter, and as a result, his shooting accuracy is down to 81%. So if we send him out to take on the deer, he's just going to make them mad. He's not actually going to accomplish anything. So, still have our boomalopes here. I'm thinking if we get a good rainstorm, we'll send someone out here to hunt these guys. And when they blow up and light everything on fire, the rain will put it out. Otherwise, they're a bit dangerous to have around. If they wander into camp, which they will roam and migrate, they make their way into here just as some bandits come to attack us and they shoot them. Suddenly we're fighting off a bandit attack, and we're trying to put out a major fire that's going to take out all of our stuff. So these guys are a bit of a liability to have on our map. Let's see. We've got an update coming for RimWorld. Wanted to bring that to your attention. When, let's see, we're in Alpha 12 right now. When Alpha 13 comes out, which could be days to weeks away, they don't really know when. Whenever the beta testing gets done, there's going to be a huge revamp to the social system. So they will start to like and dislike each other. There'll be families, there'll be relationships and marriage ceremonies and parties and cousins and what have you. There won't be reproductions. We're not going to be having kids here, but they'll have relationships with each other in the sense that a family member may leave the map or be kidnapped or something, and they'll come back and they'll know each other as a trader or something years later. In that update, prisoners are going to be able to pick their locks and team up and go hunt for weapons and break out. So that's going to be a huge redesign in the way that we do our jail systems. We're going to have to actually build real jails. What else is there? They'll have a relationship with their pets. There'll be more animals. There'll be animals that are people hunters, like lions or tigers or I don't know exactly what, bears or what have you. There'll be some dangerous animals out there. So we can't just send Eric out to hunt deer. We have to know that there isn't a lion prowling the area or a cougar or whatever it is they choose to put in. You'll be able to have like house cats that will hunt squirrels that are eating your crops. That sort of a thing. So a large amount of improvements coming. And when that happens, we're going to be shutting down this map and just starting up a new one. So I'm not going to pay, strong allegiance to Survivor's Remorse here. This is more of a practice run to get me back into the mood and into the familiarity of how to play the game, and for you guys to get used to the idea of what RimWorld is. And when Alpha 13 comes out, it'll be kind of like Banish when Colonial Charter went to 1.6. That's how big this update is. And shortly after that, it's going to be going to Steam. So another big update in that sense. Eric needs a hand. I was kind of got interrupted there by that update information. We do have a bionic arm here. We don't have a hand, but we have an arm we could give to him. Where are you? You hear him shooting in the background. One more time. There he is. So double click. He's out over here shooting this rabbit. He's not going to hit a... He got him. Oh, I'm impressed. I thought he was going to hit a boomalope, and then we're going to have all kinds of problems. But he got his rabbit. Good. But I'm thinking if we were to make this a temporary infirmary, then we can get him set up with a prosthetic arm, which will replace the hand. I wish we had just the hand to replace, but we don't have one. That came in with a crash landing. It's rare to even have that this early in the game. So let's put in a couple of beds, real beds. Furniture, bed made out of wood. And we'll pop in 2 here, and we'll pop in 2 over where? Yeah, we'll stop there for now. I don't know how much wood we've got. Actually, not that much. Okay, let's queue up some wood. Chopping. Let's take out everything in here first. And we'll go a little bit further away. Okay. Shay is visiting a grave, which is one way that they get their joy up when they, visiting long lost family members or something. Though usually all you have out here are bandits in your graves. We need to make sure that they're willing to go out and do the plant cutting to get the trees. So let's up that one to a 2. So whoever isn't actually doing anything at the moment can do that. Food, we have no food, no meals. Harriet is working, but we have 3 people qualified to do the work. So let's get another cook stove going. Hey, the beds are in. Normal quality. So 2 normal quality beds. We'll set 1 as a medical bed. And we'll wait till tomorrow morning for Eric to come in and get his surgery. And I'll show you how all that works. Let's get a kitchen stove in. We get a second person cooking. And you see the little circle next to the kitchen stove. That's where they actually stand. There'll be one at every one of these tables. If we were to put a chair there, this guy right here, a comfortable and attractive chair, when you build it and you click on it, you'll find that, or can I do it here? I can. Information. That it actually adds to comfort. So it will give them a comfort boost while they're doing their work. When they're standing, their comfort goes down. So that's one important way to boost their moods, is to give them a place to sit as they do their work. So let's also pull up a chair at each of these places, and what is it? E rotates that around however you want it. Alright, so these guys queued up. We have the ability to do surgery tomorrow. Something else I meant to do. This stockpile, we're telling it to store medicine. We're going to actually tell it to store all the medicines. Later, the herbal medicines will go into the refrigerator. It actually will rot, but we don't really have a cool place. Actually, it's 68 in there right now, and it's 1 in the morning. I think we're far enough into the year. We're in May. I don't need to get into the fire going here. Okay, so I can put the medicine in here. If it's 80 degrees, I think the medicine's going to rot too quick. But I think we can pull off that. We have 3 kinds of medicine right now. Glitter World, and the regular medicine, and the herbal. So let's add to the size of that. So we can get all of them in there and get them out of the outdoors. So what do I want here? Stockpile. If you click in it, it takes on the properties that you've already created. We'll do that. If you click next to it, went across, it would actually make a second stockpile, and you'd have to reprogram it for what you want. And we want it to be of a higher priority. Where am I? There. Yeah, they all come in as normal. So if we make this one preferred, they'll actually come grab it out of this stockpile and take it to that stockpile. That's why it's still sitting over here and not over there. They're both equal, or they were both equal, so they just took it to the closest place. So all these will get transferred over there. Now, Eric, what are you doing? You are sleeping right there. Okay, I thought I was hearing shooting. Was I not? I think I was hearing shooting, but I think he must have snuck in while I was talking. Rokes is going for a walk, which is a way of getting their joy up. Dr. Dwayne isn't... Oh, sorry, Dwayne I renamed as Dr. Dwayne in between episodes. That way I know who my lead doctor is. I could find him easier. And by chance, he's also the one that has the most social skills. So when we need to call up a trader, well, I'll have him go as well. Social, right there, 14. So the more social, the better prices you can negotiate when you're trading. So he's going to be used for both of those purposes. When we set up a miscellaneous, a orbital trade beacon, everything within that circle you can trade with to people that whoever is trying to trade with us. Alpha 13 is going to have land traders come in, so the different factions will be able to come in and set up a trading tent and trade with you. There's already mods that do that now, but it's going to become part of the vanilla game. Otherwise, you're trading assumably with ships that are passing over, and that beacon will transfer, kind of beam up your items, and they'll send down some silver to replace it. We actually need to get this going anyway, so let's set it at something like that, and we'll mine out the rest of that possibly and make room for the full trade beacon area. Then we've got a comms console, and it will go somewhere indoors, and once you have both of them built, you can communicate with the trader, and the beacon will send your items back and forth. But we need to get our colony built before we can try and put that inside. Also need to get the research table in, so they can start researching and increasing our... Ash, what are you doing? Cloud watching on the butcher bench. Interesting. Is Eric still sleeping? Eric is hunting a hare. All right, Eric, we are going to... Let's see. I'm just glancing over at my other screen and realize I didn't turn on my my clock, so I don't know what time I started. I'm going to guess that I've been at this for about 15 minutes. We'll work with that. We're going to health. That was health. Operations. You are missing a right hand. We're going to add a bill to put in a bionic arm connected to the right shoulder. So we're going to give you a whole new right side. Eric is not a prosthephile, so that's not listed here, which means he hates prosthetics. So he's not going to get angry if we do this to him. And when he's done, he should be able to shoot a whole lot better. So I'm going to draft and undraft you, and I'm going to tell you who is now... Oh, I got to run the game. Huh. Resting. Oh, you're going there to rest. Normally it would say there's someone with a operation waiting. Health. It is there. Okay. Well, I want you to go over to this bed and rest until healed. Once you get there, then Dr. Dwayne, there you are, will come grab the parts and go and do that. Now, every once in a while I've noticed that they will grab the first medicine they see instead of the best medicine. So I got to make sure that... what are you doing, Harriet? Oh, you're building the Glitter World... No, the Orbital Trade Beacon, which happens to be sitting in the same space as the Glitter World Medicine. I see. Don't damage the medicine, okay? We need that. Eric's in place. Alright, so Dr. Dwayne, we want you to install a bionic arm, and you are going for the wrong medicine. Yep. So I'm going to forbid. What was that? Dr. Dwayne, can I right-click? Prioritize hauling. Okay, never mind. So we're going to forbid that. We're going to forbid that. And tell you to recalculate. There you go. Going for the good medicine. Alright. So he's going to grab the medicine, walk over, then he's going to grab the bionic arm and go do his thing. So now I can unforbid before I forget. And these guys will get those moved and put into place. Okay. While that's happening, let's work on the idea of defenses. You guys can kind of watch what's going on there. I'll try to keep it on my screen. Our people will walk through doors easily. Anybody attacking you will automatically go through empty spaces. And if there aren't any empty spaces, then they'll go to the nearest door and bash at it until they break it down. So it's best to have a pathway in for enemies that is not obstructed by a door. So they won't just go through and bust down your door, but you can corral them into a certain pathway so they come out exactly where you want them to. So he is doing his thing right now. They do have, every once in a while, by random chance, a catastrophic failure on the operation. So hopefully Eric makes it. We'll see. Health, he is anesthetized, his whole body. So he is unconscious and can't move. And he now has a bionic arm. He made it. Good job, Dr. Dwayne. Alright, so just got to thinking, I set Brand to cleaning to make sure this was clean and that was clean. It looks like he did a good job. And this is needs a little more work. Let's get him doing that, and then we can take him off of cleaning. Area revealed. What is that? Ooh. This was all mountain. And I guess they cleared a spot which opened up an opening here that we didn't know existed. A lot of times areas inside a mountain will hide things that will attack you. So we got real fortunate here that there was nothing in this that we accidentally opened without any defenses set up yet. That could have been bad. Speaking of Alpha 13, another thing they're adding in the underground, or in the the mining part of it, are insect hives that you can accidentally uncover that will self-reproduce and build up big colonies of insects that will attack you. I guess successfully taking them out will give you a bunch of insect jelly, which is a delicacy. But they're coming up with new enemies, so that there's lots of different exciting events that come up against you. So turn this back on. So he is healing. I wonder who, if you sleep in a bed, you get a mood boost versus on the ground. So who do we have that needs the most boost to their mood? AJS is in pretty rough shape right now. Let's assign him to this bed for tonight. Right there. And Snow Coyote's actually kind of low too. And Harriet's pretty low too. Let's get a third bed going in. And let's see, furniture right there. And E, we'll do something like that. Alright, so we have wood. We have wood that they're cutting down. Looks like, there's a bunch right here. Okay, so someone's going to grab the wood and build that last bed. We'll reassign these two for tonight and get at least 3 of them out of the overcrowded area and get their moods back up a bit. Eventually, we're going to have bedrooms for everybody. But I'm hoping to end this episode by planning out the colony. But let's work on the security entryway here. What I'm thinking about doing is something that I saw Quill 18 doing. He mentioned that he got it from someone else too, but it was a really good design, something I hadn't seen before. I was impressed with it, so I'm going to show you guys the design. Normally you want to do this with something that's rather indestructible, some kind of a stone wall, but I don't have any available right now, so we're just going to go in with wood. What I'm thinking of is to have probably down like so, and up like this, down again, and up like that. So enemies come in, they're going to be forced to walk this pathway. We could put wooden doors here and here, and our people can just walk right through, no problem. They will have to walk around. We can even put another set of wooden doors here, here, there, and there. So depending on how they're entering this area, they could go straight through and out. They can go up the top, whatever. If you could do this around your whole base if you wanted to, with sets of doors kind of randomly through it. My thought here is that when Eric is a good shot again, when he wakes up and he's got his new bionic right arm, we could, in an attack, bandits are coming in and they're starting to walk up this pathway here. We could have Eric standing there, shooting as they're coming up the pathway. They get close, we bring them over to here. They come around the corner, start heading down, we send them back through the door and he shoots them in the back. They come around and then we get them back over here eventually when they start coming up the last pathway. So we could get a couple of people positioned and all ready to go for when Eric is no longer incapable of walking. Okay, so he is up and going. So let's reassign this bed as non-medical and to Snow Coyote, and who's the designer, I see. And this one we're going to reassign as Harriet the chef. Okay. So there she goes to grab her new bed. Snow Coyote kind of just gave up and started her day. But so enemies are going to have to walk the gauntlet to get there, and we can slow their progress down by putting in how best to do this, dumping piles or dumping zones. And let's do something like that. And this is going to have a higher priority. That's going to have nothing but slag chunks. That'll do it right there. So all the slag chunks, all of these guys, will be hauled over here, and we can go and grab some more from the area. And so the enemy's got to walk through these things, which are going to slow them down. Now we need to cancel the zone. Let's see, delete zone. There. So did that maintain? No, we lost it. Okay, so when you cut them in half, it does funny things. Let's make another dumping zone there, and another one there. And what we can do is grab this zone here. We want to actually get rid of that too. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Okay, we're going to copy the settings from that one. We're going to try to delete this section, but I have a feeling, yeah, it's going to leave us just one. So let's do this manually. There. So that one, we copied the settings. We're going to paste the settings into each of these other ones. And what was that? Low medicine. Oh, someone grabbed the medicine and moved it. Where's Eric? He's now shooting rabbits. And let's see how close he's getting. Almost. So Eric's aiming skills now. Shooting accuracy 93.5% from the 81.7%. So that was a pretty good boost. As he, let's see, let me do it from here. Pause for a second. As shooting, you see the 3783 out of 13,000. Every shot he builds up. So what was that? About 100 boost? About 50 boost. So he builds 50 points every shot. So as he hits 13, 14, 15, that number, all of his numbers for shooting is going to increase. Okay. So got him or wounded him? He got him. All right. So we've got rabbit on the menu, and they brought all the medicine in. Good. So we've got basically our gauntlet here, and they're starting to bring parts in. Since we have pasted the values into there, which did make 4. Didn't work. Interesting. No stone chunks, just slag and no corpses. It didn't do it at all. Okay, let's try this again. Preferred. And... okay, clear all items. I want just the slag. And I want it preferred. Copy. One more time. Paste is J. So... J, J, J. Now, if I click on this one, the settings are the same. No, they're not. Yeah, they are. Yeah, if I click on all of them, nothing moves. Okay, now it's done. Alright, so they're going to put these in to make it difficult to travel all these other pathways. They're just going to go through the doors because that's what they're programmed to do. The enemy can't. So that's set up over there. Let's do the same thing over here somewhere. And our wood... we still have some out here. Let's keep a few more trees. Oh, there's some over here too. We might have enough. Okay. So let's work on this area right in here. Let's do that again. Structure, wood. And let's have them come out. Well, this area may give somebody cover. Let's have them be exposed right here. So they're going to walk out of here. So I need to do that. And... a group of travelers from Acrobat's Town are passing by. So they're not coming to visit, they're just passing by. And that lets you know that if you were wanting to kidnap somebody to add to your town, you could go do that. If you do that, then that town becomes your enemy and get ready for an attack. So don't do that unless you really are set up to handle it. We aren't yet. Wood, I got to get these doors in before they fill in all these spaces and start building. Okay, our people will walk through. Enemies will have to run the gauntlet. No, that's not what I wanted. Let me think about that. Cancel those. We need to be able to stand on an edge, though. Okay, so if we were to put doors where? Be nice if we could get over here and get cover. Of course, we could always cut a pathway into the hill and make cover. Yeah, we could do that. Alright, so let's door here and here. And I think let's go ahead and do that original plan. We'll do it out here a little bit so they can go 2 different directions. Okay, we'll do that. And yeah, let's go ahead and just make sure that there really is enough wood queued up. So orders, chop tree, and now these trees that didn't get chopped last time is because they weren't mature enough. He is only 14% grown. So we can say chop that all we want, nothing's going to happen. We could do plant cut and it'll take it out, but I don't think it'll give you any wood. Do I want to go that far? Don't want him to go too far away from camp. That's not what I wanted. So something like that. And maybe that area there. Nothing in there. We'll go a little further down here. Okay, that should be enough. Ash is busy mining away. Good. This thing is still sitting here. We need to claim that and deconstruct it, and it'll make shells for our mortars later when we do have mortars. And mortars are kind of fun. They're not very accurate, but they do make a really awesome sound when they fire off a missile and send it out against your enemies. Okay, so this is done. This is done. We need to... we got a cook stove in. That's right. I never got back to this. We need more power. Yeah, there's one thing with setting up your colony in RimWorld. It's kind of like setting up your colony in Banished. There's about 40 things you need to kind of get done all at the same time. Alright, Bill. This cook stove, I wish I could copy the bills from the other one and just paste it over. But there's no hint on any ability to do that. So we need to set up a bill for fine meals. Bring the radius in to around the low 30s. 6 skill for the minimum. And let's do no rotten. And do, let's see, until we have 50 in stock. Okay, close that one. Set up another bill for simple meals. And which we made when we run out of the ability to make fine meals when there's only one kind of ingredient left. and set that up for also 50 or so until we have... That is right? Yeah. So there'll always be 50 in stock this way. You do it this one, it'll do 50 and it'll quit, and the bill will go away, and so it's complete. So we want until we have 50 in stock, which essentially means they'll always be cooking, and that's fine. Pick 1 or 2 just to do nothing but cooking. Take this down to the low 30s and skill of 6. Alright, no rot. Alright, that is done. And you probably grabbed power from... Grab power from there. I'm going to just make sure that there's no chance that it could ever not be powered. And I'm thinking I want to get some redundant power built. We have lots of iron down here. We're doing good on iron. So let's put in a wind turbine. Wind turbine, you see the squares there. You have to make sure that nothing is obstructing the squares there. So I think we'll do something like... That probably works right there. Like that. Okay. And one way to make sure that nothing grows in that space is to put down a floor. They've got a concrete floor that costs 1 steel per space. That was something like that. Let's see. Power. Hey, nailed it. Okay, that's ready to go. We need a conduit to it though. That conduit will run these 10 squares. So we're going to come off this side. Do something like that and like that. That'll be fine. Got to switch into our batteries. It probably wouldn't hurt. The windmill only works when there's, or the wind turbine only works when there's wind. So probably should take advantage of the sun while it is out. So let's put in 2 more of these guys too. And conduit redundantly just to make sure things go boom and suddenly one of these goes away. I like to have a backup one. Otherwise your system is severed and everything that was on the other side of the connection goes away. So eventually we'll probably loop this around and make sure that we've got 2 different pathways to as many things as possible. So power is in, cook stove is in, turrets. Finish off our security. We need the ability to shoot. And turrets are one thing that we can put in that'll help us out. This radius here is how far the turret can reach. So if we were to put in something that could aim for this opening here, and probably something that could, maybe like that, well, they'll be able to hide behind this space right here to take cover from that one. But while they're hiding from that one, this one's shooting them. So I think that would work. Something like that. I want to get one up in here because sometimes, most of the time, the bandits are going to come in from out here. They're going to enter the map, and then they're going to come in and attack, and wind their way through and then attack. Sometimes they come down from a ship and they land right in the middle of your camp. So to have all of your turrets aimed at the entrances, and this radius ends right here, and they land right there, none of your turrets can touch them. Suddenly you're in trouble. So it's good to have something that can cover other parts. So from here I can hit all the rest of the outside up in there, and I can hit that doorway. So let's go for right there. So we have a turret there. We have a turret there. Let's also get something that can, probably 2 of them that can hit this area. Where was I? Security. Nope, I already had it right there. So something that can hit right there. Yeah, something like that. This is geothermal. We're going to have a geothermal power generation plant right here eventually. We can't see it because it's not been researched, so it won't show it to us. But it's roughly this big. So I'm thinking we want to be maybe down like so. How about straight in from this guy? Something like that. And then another one, probably dual use. We can hit this space and hit this space. So depending on which direction they come in, we'll have 2 to 3 turrets that can hit everything. So let's go for something like that. Now we don't want these turrets to tap this power. We need the turrets to be on their own switched loop so we can turn them off because they draw a lot of power. And if we have an eclipse going on where there's no more charging happening, we need to make sure that the turrets, which aren't being used, aren't draining these batteries dry. So, and when turrets get shot at, they start to break down, and when they get shot at enough, they blow up. They take out, I think it's a 3x3 space. What was that? The whole ground just shook. Fire. You hit a boom rat. Trying to hit this this rabbit. Unfortunately, let's have him put this fire out before it spreads and does other things. We'll just kind of take this into our own hands here. Harriet, we didn't reset you. Let's do that. Anything? Yeah, right there. Okay, what do I want here? I want zone. Home zone, right there. Eric, I need you to... You're not a firefighter. Okay. Now, Boom Rat is not forbidden, but he's going to burn up before anyone gets here to put this fire out. Unfortunately. Where was I? Need to power these guys without them being on the main power loop. Okay, so let's... And we need the conduit to be outside of the blast range when these guys go boom. So actually, that may be a problem. 1, 2, 3. This blows up. We take out our conduit right here. Let's move him over a little bit, or can we? Let's think about that. Security, right there. No, we kind of need him over here. So maybe he needs to be... No, but we did that for that. Okay, then let's... He needs to be there. And he needs to be... Let's see, I think the turbine is over here. So he needs to be kind of over here then. Okay, so we're going to put 2 instead of 1. So this can go away. Alright. So, we need to plan a loop of conduit. Ah, the rain started. Interesting. I'm gonna divert here. While it's raining, we can take out these boomalopes. The fire over here triggered that. Oh, the boomalopes are next to the alpacas. Darn. Anyway, I'm going to draft Eric, I think. He's doing okay and everything but joy. He'll be fine. Let's bring Eric out here. And let's see if we can strategically, or should I say surgically, take out these boomalopes without taking out our alpaca, which we really want to tame. They make wool. And they make good pets. So we'll send him out and we'll have him take out the furthest one from the alpaca, although they're going to keep roaming in and out of each other. So this isn't going to be that easy. This might be something we'll have to divert for later. Where is he? He's walking kind of slow right now. Let's see, temporarily speed that up. Okay. Pause there while I think about this. How about you shoot from where you are right now? And we'll see just how good at aim you are. Ooh, that was close. Okay, another shot. Okay, I'm going to pause you. You're going to go after this guy now. Don't want to blow him up next to the alpaca. Still going to be really close. Alright, go after this guy. Well, I wish I could tell these to move somewhere else. One more shot. Oh, come on. We're awfully close. Nope. Okay. Just wait. Yeah, that's maybe not going to work right now. I'm going to speed it up a little. Okay. Pause. Nope. I think it's not going to work. Unfortunately, we have an injured animal, though. But I know we're going to lose our alpaca if we blow them up now. They're just too intertwined. Darn, that's too bad. Who do we hit? Hit this one. And he's going to die in his own here real soon. Oh, come on, guys. Quit playing with each other. Nope, it's not going to happen. Okay. Undraft. Not going to happen this time. We'll let the rain go a little bit longer. Maybe if it's still raining first thing in the morning, we'll try again. We've got these guys up and running, and they have automatically set their power cords to the... Oh, we have a raid coming in. Okay, we're going to leave them plugged in. We did not get extra power. Hopefully these batteries last long enough. We do have... Actually, this guy's not actually connected yet to the system. So he is powering him alone. As long as that wind keeps going, which probably will as long as the rain is happening. It's storming right now. So who is our raid? A group of pirates from the Animal Band have arrived in drop pods nearby. They will prepare for a while, then attack. Prepare a defense, or attack them preemptively. Well, Eric is still out there. Let's think about this. We've got coming in. There he is. And the first raid is always just one person. And that one person... click... Health is good. So the red means enemy, not injured. Okay. Has on him just a steel shiv. Okay. Who is he? He's an assassin, which means he doesn't have a lot of everyday skills, but he's really good at combat. And usually they give him one or two something else that they can do, but this one doesn't have much. But he would definitely be a secondary hunter, and it'd be great to have on our side if we can capture him. But he's going to come up against us right now. And I think preemptively, let's send Eric after him. So he is going to hover in this area. Eric, where are you at? You have got back this far to camp. How are you doing? You've got a little bit of reserve left. Your mood is in good shape. I'm going to draft you again. And, oh boy, that's a long walk. Let's try it. By the time Eric gets there, he may have really dropped in his mood, so I don't know if this is going to work. But we're going to draft him and send him over here. Now, what else is everybody else doing here? We're making our last connection. It's going to be a little while before he gets there. So we're on speed 1. Let's set up some conduit real fast so we can get a couple things happening at the same time. Power, conduit. We need a conduit system that is separate from the other. So, boom. Out to like there. That should be outside of the blast radius. Let's go one more. Right there. I'm going to grab that. We're going to go through here like so. So we need to mine these spaces here. Let's mine all that out. And let's tell... Okay, pause. We just hit summer. Let's tell the map that there is no roof here, so that nothing collapses on us when we mine those out. Okay, how are you doing, Eric? You're over here. You're coming in. Let's see. You're hanging over here. If we put you there, that's probably a good distance. So, Eric, I want you to go to there. Okay, while you're doing that, let's continue to map out this conduit. Power. Conduit. We have one here, which is a bit close to this conduit. So we're going to come out. I'm going to go up. Where's the other one? They're both one there and one there. Okay, we're going to go up. And over like that. And then we need to come up and catch this guy. Let's go back to Eric. Alright, you have a little bit of travel time left to do. What I worry about is that the timer is going to hit for the enemy to release and attack us, and Eric's going to be just arriving there. Another conduit. We've got one there. I can't tell if that's one there or not. These can go underneath the plants. So we'll do something like that. And we'll see later if that didn't catch everything. But let's... They're beginning their assault. That's what I was worried about. Okay, Eric, where are you at? Let's... Actually, you're in a good spot right now. You're going to go right there. And as soon as he's in range, you're going to take a shot. It would be nice to just take him out. Injure him. You know, to shoot a leg or something. Alright, we've got him once. Let's get you further back. Let's see. Your rate of travel. How do I find that out? Move speed 1.84. Your move speed 4.6. Ooh. Eric, get out of there. This may have been trouble. Alright. You're going to go there. Let's get everyone else to go and help. Whose moods will allow them to? Let's do it that way. Needs. Shay is in good shape. He's got a pistol. So draft and send you... Actually, let's do this a different way. Let's see. Let's do this way. AJS is not armed. Snow Coyote is in decent shape. So AJS, or Shay and Snow Coyote. Ronnie, probably... Well, yeah. You can melee. Dwayne, nope. Rokes, yes. And you're in good shape. So Ash, yes. Eric is out there. Brand, no. And Harriet, yes. So Harriet, let's see. If I hold the shift button down, does that work? Of course, now I've lost track of them. There, that does work. I think it was Rokes, Ronnie, Snow Coyote, and Shay. I think I've got that right. And you guys are going to draft. And where are we? We're down below, right over here. You guys get over here. And Eric is not going to get there. Darn it. Okay. So Eric, melee him. You can't fire him, you're too close. So Eric's already taken health, taken a cut to the left foot. So he's taken a cut to the torso. Huntsman, that is his name, Huntsman, has taken a gunshot to the torso. He's taken a bruise and a crack. Okay, it's going to be a pretty even fight here. Okay, we're down. And Huntsman is not dead. Oh, good. He's just downed. That's what I needed. Eric, you just undraft and head in and go in and get healed. We want to set this as a prison, which turn on prisoner mode affects the whole room. Since prisoners and colonists cannot sleep in the same room, so these guys are out of a bed, and that's fine. Confirm. So this is now the prison room, and this one is going, let's see, awful quality, normal, and normal. So the better one is going to be a medical bed. And let's see, all of you guys are now undrafted. And who has the best walking speed? Let's see if we can figure that out. Actually, I can't without clicking on all of them. That's too bad. So Eric has a bad back. That's right. So Eric cannot be sent out to attack when there's a lot of walking involved. Okay. So maybe when Huntsman, if we do manage to recruit him, maybe we'll turn that into Rabbit. And Rabbit can be our scout and the one that heads out there and patrols the perimeter because he's got a fast walk. But right now I see that Shay has a fast walk. So Shay, I need you to go out and capture Huntsman, and then Dr. Dwayne will heal Huntsman, and then Dr. Dwayne will try to convince Huntsman to become part of our colony. So that's worked out really well. He's going back in. The rest are going back to sleep. Shay's going to go pick him up. Now, back to where we were here. This, we're going to designate toggle power. Where's the reconnect? That's interesting. Normally there's a reconnect button. Like that, reconnect. Why does this not have one? I don't know. I'll have to wait on that one. I want you to reconnect to there, to that pathway. You to reconnect to there if you will. There it goes, over there. So I don't think I got to finish this one. So power. We need power to come up and probably head over to the door and connect in here. And then we're going to put a switch there. So we can turn off this circuit, and if we get raided, colonist needs treatment. Eric is still working his way in. Right there. So it'll say colonist needs rescue if he actually drops and needs to be carried in. But he's going to head into what's unfortunately just a sleeping spot right now. Is Shay... He's already on his way back. I'll show you what happens when we get a prisoner. And what happens so often in other people's Let's Plays, it just drives me nuts when they, when I'm watching them. You know, they're too busy doing other things and they forget that they've got a prisoner. The prisoner will automatically be treated with no medicine. Dr. Dwayne is doing it, and he's got Glitter World medicine. Good. They'll automatically treat with no medicine. You have to actually choose to give them medicine. And if it's somebody that you want to keep, you're suddenly treating them with no medicine. They're all going to get, all these infections and they're going to die. So you need to be there as soon as they hit the bed to evaluate what's going to happen to them. So you got to kind of keep aware of what's going on as they're bringing them in while you're busy trying to do other things like connect conduits. So once he drops, we'll be able to interact with him, and there'll be a new tab called Prisoner. We've decided that we do want him. We want that shooting skill. He's not going to be capable of doing other things. Let's see. Incapable of caring, because he's psychically sensitive, but he's abrasive. Now that is a problem. Abrasive means that they just like to argue and pick a fight with people. So he could cause problems in our colony, but I think we're going to take the risk with him. What else is he? He's cold tolerant, so that's going to be really good in the winter. But why is he incapable of caring? Let's read about him. Oh, Robin is his name. Robin, and his nickname is Huntsman. Okay, so Robin grew up in one of the herb worlds and had to fend for himself all his life. He never trusted anyone, relying on his persuasiveness and cunning to survive. He soon became skilled with firearms and knives as well as words. Okay, so his social was given a boost as well as his shooting and melee, and he had all these other things disabled. So looks like he can still haul though. Cannot clean, but haul is not listed. So he can be hauling things around as well as protecting us. Also, as an adult, he was an assassin. So specifically trained as an operative to be used for high-risk assassinations, his skill with a rifle was unrivaled, which does make him the best shootist now in the camp. He was eventually betrayed by his superiors when a target found out about the hit and offered to fund their future project. Sounds like Jason Bourne in a way. Robin swore to never trust anyone again. Okay, let's read Brand's bio. We didn't do that last time. We're doing that as we name them. So we'll take a little bit here to read this one. So Brand was a fire-scarred child. Well, it's called Duster. I see. It's stuck to the old name even though we renamed. Okay. Well, Brand was an active child who lived an uneventful childhood until he fell into a fire and suffered horrific burns to his hands and arms. Although the scars have faded, he can't bear to be in close proximity to fire. So he doesn't like cooking, and firefighting is disabled. Okay. As an adult, he was a spaceship salesman. Haha! Tried his hand at various jobs, including building space rabbit cages and working at a mutant wheat research project. Finally, he found his true calling as a spacecraft salesman. Specializing in recreational spacecraft, his smooth talk and charming nature served him well. He's got a good social skill there. Okay, so that's who these guys are. I'm thinking that I have gone way long on this episode. Again, I don't have the clock running in here right now. So I was going to set up our colony. Tell you what, let's just leave everything on pause right now. We'll get into this next time. I'm going to spend just 3 or 4 more minutes showing you the basics of how to set up a colony. And then I'm going to set everything up in between episodes, and next time I'll show you the results and we'll get to work building that colony. But there is a tool that I see most Let's Players miss, or at least they ignore it. This planning tool. And it really makes things easy, though it does take a little time to do it. You could grab the mining tool and tell them to get to mining and get to work. Or, and the problem with that is you've got to kind of keep it on pause. Because while you're still planning things out, they walk over and start mining. And you might say, no, wait, I changed my mind, but it's too late. You're going to have a big hole right there. So you can go in with this planning tool. And it did. So we can say a double wide hallway up to wherever. And let's give a few spaces, and then a double wide hallway out that way, and somewhere out this way. So let's go in. 5 by 5 bedrooms is a good size for these guys. It's enough to take away the cramped space negative. So let's do 4 bedrooms that way, 4 bedrooms this way. like so. And you can see once you get an idea of what's going on, it is kind of boring just to sit back and watch this. We'll do that, and we'll send a hallway over the top. Doors go in. I always put the doors at the closest point toward wherever they would need to go once they left their room. So something like that. Over here, I want to put in the infirmary and the prison. So the way I do this, I kind of learned this from watching people play Dwarf Fortress. Usually they'll set up a prison, and then they'll put the sheriff's quarters attached to the prison. And the sheriff will have a bedroom and a dining room and what have you to make him happy. So I'm going to do, I think, 7 by something like that. There is a room. We'll make this the infirmary, and we'll do another one that is the prison. Same size. Allows you to put a bed in that's 2 spaces long. Bed on this wall, and leaves 3 spaces in between that you could put a stockpile in the middle with medicine or whatever it is that they're going to be needing. And then every once in a while you get one that's got a really bad mood and he needs to be in a room all by himself. So I'm going to put in a small one like so for each one. So we have the ability to separate one off if we need to. And then I'm going to put in the bedroom for the doctor and a bedroom for the warden. In our particular colony right now, Dr. Dwayne is both, but we'll rearrange that a little bit. So doorway off the bedroom, a doorway into the infirmary, and then out this end to where the meals and the cooking is going to be. So the doctor will need to feed each of his patients. So same setup over here, and another hallway that comes up over the top and shoots off like that, with the warden's bedroom coming off into the hall if he's not actually dealing with the prisoners at the moment. And then over here I'm thinking some kind of a common area for these guys. I'm not sure just how big. Well, a table I think is 4 spaces long and a chair on the end, and we want to have some recreation things in here, so maybe something like that. And then if you can, try to leave 2 spaces of mountain between your living quarters and the outside temperature. You get a couple of spaces and the temperature doesn't transfer through as fast. Off of where the dining room is going to be, you want them to be able to get to the meals, but you want them to have an airlock in between somehow. You know, whatever that shape is. So they go through a door, there's a hallway, then there's another door, and then there's a room. And then the meals are going to be stored here. And you also want the doctor or the warden to come down and grab meals into this airlock as well. And you want the airlock to come out somehow, whether over here or even, well, let's see, probably over here to the kitchen, wherever that's going to end up being. And I need more of an airlock there, but so some kind of an airlock into a kitchen area that will then go into some kind of a refrigeration area that's big that enters from the outside. And they can bring in their animals they've hunted, leave the bodies down here, walk back out, do the butchering, bring the meat in, drop the meat in up there. Vegetables will come in and be dropped off in here. The cooks can come and get their ingredients, go to cooking, drop the meals over here, and then go home to the main hallway. The colony as a whole can get in, grab the meals, and then go in. We can vent the air conditioning. I don't know if we've seen this yet. Temperature, this cooler here, you have a hot side and cold side. Turn that around, the cold side will go into the cooler, the hot side will go down this little pathway. And if you set it up right with a door here and another pathway that goes into the living quarters somehow, you know, this isn't quite set up right. I've got to really stop and spend some time thinking about the exact pathway, but let's pretend it does something like this. You can put a door here, and a door here, and a door there. And the air conditioning could either put out heat to the outside in the summer, or you can close this door and open up this door and send the heat into the building to warm up the building in the wintertime. So you can do that. You can, you know, somehow, maybe this will heat into the kitchen. I don't know, something. So that both of the refrigeration units for the 2 refrigerated rooms can be diverted to heat the the colony in the wintertime, and then out to vent to the outside in the summertime. So it's lots of little fun tricks to do. There's more to do here, which I'm definitely out of time. I'm probably hitting close to an hour, I'm guessing, on this episode. So this won't be a normal timing for the episodes, but there was a lot to do this time. I wasn't expecting to have a prisoner at the end of this too. But what I like to do is set up an area right off the hallway where we can have, I'll give you an example, 3 spaces cut in for a production table, like the tailor where they sew their clothing, and then a hallway that goes down into a storage area, and then another production table. They'll mine this out, 2 sewing tables there, and they'll walk in and store all of their hair leather and deer leather and cotton cloth. Will all be stored in here. We'll set a priority there. Whoever's doing the sewing can come grab what they need, do their sewing, and then we've got to figure out where to put the clothing and drop it off. It'll probably land out in this area. And then there'll be another one for a tool or a weapons bench that'll make weapons, and we'll have some steel down in here to fund that. So there's ways to specialize. If you ever played Dwarf Fortress, it'll be very similar. It's kind of like Dwarf Fortress in many ways, except that it's got a user interface that you can actually understand. So Dwarf Fortress is a lot of fun, but you've really got to have a special mindset to get into it. And RimWorld kind of opens that concept up to a lot broader audience. But with that, you'll see kind of what we're doing. We'll turn on mining into just certain parts of this at a time. We'll mine out, this main hallway and these 4 bedrooms and the refrigeration areas first. And little by little, we'll start to open up different parts of it as they're free to go up and do the mining, and where we don't have other main projects set up that they've got to be working on. So this allows us to keep in mind the big picture, but then only work on little parts of it at a time. So it's much easier long term to figure out your colony. So with that, I'd better call this one quits, or you guys are going to riot. So this has been Noble Rambler. I thank you for putting up with me. Hit the like and subscribe down there underneath the video. I'd really appreciate it, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye, folks.